next few moments, I'm going to inform you all about electric vehicles, what they are, how they perform, how they compare to their gasoline counterparts. Alright, we'll start with the pros. They're electric powered, so they emit no tailpipe pollutants. According to afdc.energy.gov, 100 miles, which is how much they get, unfortunately, per charge, is efficient for 90% of all household vehicle trips in the United States. And, according to fueleconomy.gov, the electric car converts about 60% of the electrical energy from the grid to power the wheels. Gasoline cars only power about 20% to the wheels. They operate smoothly and they're quite quiet. On to the cons, however, which is a big issue on why not a lot of people drive electric cars. Well, from Eliza Lay from 1-800-recycling.com, the battery tends to suffer in performance-wise in cold weather and using the stereo AC or heat, which is like what we always use in cars. Like when it's hot outside, we use the cold. When it's cold outside, we use the heat. When it's bored or we have a long trip, unfortunately, because we use about a lot of those on long trips, we gotta use the stereo to listen to our jams. And the battery is expensive along with the car. I think the Nissan Leaf costs about $36,000, and the battery costs thousands just to replace. Especially since it gets 100 miles per charge, getting lost in traffic or just getting lost, you're gonna have a very bad time. There's not that many refueling stations. But on the good side, they're very cheap to recharge because it's electricity. We use it everywhere and it's not that expensive. Like if you were to go 100 miles in an electric car and you take a gas car that gets about 35 miles per gallon on the highway, you go to refuel them. The gas-powered cars cost about $10 in today's times, but the electric car would only cost about $3. However, the gas-powered car only takes about a minute to fill up, which is something that's there's a lot of people driving, so, because if you got the electric car, it takes about 8 hours if completely drained to recharge. So imagine the line, people today that have to wait to recharge their car. It'd be crazy. You gotta have a ton of refueling stations everywhere for electric cars. But in conclusion, to make these cars not so costly economically and put more on the road, you have to make the total miles before refueling at least 200, 300 tops. And the battery would have to, the thing of making a lithium air battery instead of an ion battery, because of the performance, you got to make the battery cost a lot less. Not need to be, I don't think the battery life is that long, just a couple of years, but make the battery cost a lot less. And also, to get more out there, there's also state incentives. People who buy electric cars, that'll help them save money if they buy one. So that's the main reason why electric cars are not so popular on the road, but like telephones and TVs, not a lot of people had them back in the day. It took them decades, almost like a century until today, where they're very efficient and they both use electricity, but like cars, they have to have a ton of electricity to just, stay on the road as long as gasoline-powered cars. Twice as much put into the car. Alright, well thank you all for attending my speech, and have a good evening. Thank you for listening. You can stop now.